Hello and welcome to Aging is for Everyone. I'm Laura Mondello and I'll be your host for the show. Today we are talking about fun things to do in Buffalo, and one very fun thing to do is to visit the Buffalo Zoo. I'm happy to welcome Zoo President and CEO Donna Fernandez to the show. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
It's great to have you here. There's so many changes happening at the zoo. I know I haven't been there in a few years, and everybody tells me how great it is. So tell us about some of the changes that have been happening.
Well, I've been there about 12 years now, and we've spent about $36 million on improvements, primarily in animal exhibits, but also some visitor facilities, like our new entrance, which opened July 11th this year. But we have a new rainforest exhibit that opened a few years ago, a new children's zoo themed around a farm in the 1860s. We have a river otter and sea lion complex, and a new vet hospital, lots and lots of exhibits, as well as, like I said, the new entrance. And in the new entrance, we also opened a new place for our animal shows and an exhibit for Australian animals called Kookaburra Corner. So yeah, there's been quite a number of changes over the last 10 to 12 years.
That's great. And how has this helped as far as attendance and more people coming?
Oh, it's been huge. We've gone, it was about less than 330,000 visitors when I first got there, and now this year we probably will break 500,000.
Wow.
That's in a large part to our two polar bear cubs, Luna and Cully. We're about 50,000 ahead of last year. Last year we had 455,000 visitors. So we are the most visited cultural attraction in Erie County.
That's amazing. That's great. And how are those polar bear cubs doing?
They're doing really well. They gained about 5 pounds a week. So as this program is taping, they weigh about 160 for the female Luna and about 175 for Cully. But they're still incredibly fun to watch. They're best friends. They're in the pool wrestling, rolling in the dirt, jumping in the pool again, playing with their toys. They're so amusing. I could spend all day watching them.
Right. They're a little bit too big to bring out for the show, though, unfortunately.
She was 3 or 4 months. She got her teeth and her claws. We stopped going in with her by the time she was 4 months, and now she's about 9 months old.
Now they're going to need a new exhibit, I understand.
Right. The zoos and aquariums in the United States, if they want to be accredited, are controlled by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, and they have standards for each species, or for most of the species, and they did come out with new polar bear standards, and our exhibit was originally built in the 1890s. It's the oldest exhibit we have at the zoo, and the last update was done in the 1930s as part of the Works Progress Administration, which your viewers will probably know what the WPA is. But so yeah, we've had pretty much 70 years of decay, and we've already lost the 2 adults. Luna's parents, Anana, the female, was sent to a new exhibit built at the Chicago's Brookfield Zoo, and the father, Nanook, was sent to Columbus Zoo's brand new exhibit. And so unless we move forward with new exhibits for our cubs, we will lose them too.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Well, we've been working on the design for about 2 years. We're trying to raise a total of $18 million. $4 million was used to build the new entrance, and then $14 million will be for the bear exhibit. We had to build the new entrance first because the bear exhibit is going to be built on the footprint of the current polar bear exhibit, but expanded towards the old entrance. So the new bear exhibit is much bigger than the old one.
Okay.
So that's why we had to move the entrance off the parking lot, and now we can expand the area for the bears.
And I know you're doing a pretty big campaign to try and get
we
the
have
public
about
support.
2 million as of today, just about a little over 2 million to raise of that total 18 million goal.
Wow. Okay. So you're getting there.
We're getting there. We're still hoping. Anyone out there that wants to support us, please contact me, because we have some wonderful naming opportunities, and like I said, we still have $2 million to go.
Okay. And when will that
Well, if the funding comes in place, this fall we'll do the demolition of the current exhibit. We're waiting definitely till after Labor Day, just because we don't want to disrupt our attendance during our peak season.
Right.
Because when we do begin demolition, a big section of the zoo will have to be fenced off for the safety of people. So we would wait till the fall before we would commence construction of the new exhibit.
Okay, and then what will happen to the cubs while you're constructing?
Well, we're not in control of Cully. He's owned by U.S. Fish and Wildlife because he was an
Okay.
orphaned cub that was found in Alaska, so the U.S. government owns him. So they're deciding whether he can stay in Buffalo. We're possibly going to try to keep Luna in our tiger exhibit. If we make some improvements to their pool and make that pool deeper, we could potentially keep her for a while we're building the new exhibit. But if we don't move forward with construction, they will insist that we just send her someplace else.
Okay, okay. So people can help out, though.
Oh, absolutely, yep.
Now, I know you have some special events coming up this
Yeah,
fall.
the biggest one that's sort of coming up that's a lot of fun for people to go to is every year we host Art Gone Wild at the Pearl Street Grill, and we feature art made with animals or by animals. So one of the things we do is, like, this is just a scale print of a blue-tongued skink. So we dip in non-toxic paint some of our snakes and our lizards and our turtles and things like that. So that's what we do. Or sometimes there'll be footprints when we do physicals of our animals and put them under anesthesia. So we'll have, polar bear paw prints or tiger paw prints or things like that. But then some of our artists are animal inhabitants. This was done by our giraffes, where we just train them. We put some paint on their noses and they rub it against the canvas. But our gorillas and our elephants actually paint with brushes.
Okay.
So, and they have a little bit more creativity. And it's great fun. And so there's art that you can just purchase outright for off the wall hanging, or you can do Chinese auction or silent auction. So there's a lot of different ways to, as well as door prizes. So that is September 26th at the Pearl Street Grill. Another wonderful event we have every fall is our Halloween hay rides, which is the last 2 weekends in October, which would be this year 19th, 20th, 6th and 27th. Hay wagons take you all through the zoo. We have the exhibits open at night. All the animals are out, and there are treat stations around the zoo. So it's a lot of fun. It's a really nice, family-friendly, safe event for Halloween the last 2 weekends in October.
It does sound like a lot of fun. And is that open to the public?
It is. You do pay a fee, $6 for members, $9 for non-members. And you can go on our website, buffalozoo.org, to find out about both Art Gone Wild and Halloween hay rides. They'll give you can order tickets. And we also have a lot of free events. The first Saturday of every month is Super Saturday, and that we have special programming that's free with general admission.
Great, great. So people can go to the website to find out more, not only about these events, but also about how they can help support the zoo as well.
Right, they can find out how to support the Polar Bear campaign.
Great, great. Let's hope they do, so we can keep those beautiful cubs here in Buffalo. Thank you so much for being with
My
us, Donna. We
pleasure.
appreciate it. We'll be right back with more Aging is for Everyone. Welcome back to Aging is for Everyone. We're talking about fun places to visit in Buffalo this year, and maybe fun places to take your grandkids. One of those places is the Buffalo History Museum, and here to tell us about what's new at the museum, and maybe even what's old, since it is a museum, is the Director of Communications and Community Engagements, Constance Caldwell. Connie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Laura.
Now, the Buffalo History Museum, people may know you by your former name. Why don't you tell us what that was so nobody's confused and why you switched?
We were up until last November. We made the announcement. We were the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society, which once you get that big title branded in your brain is hard to change. But we are now the Buffalo History Museum. And it's surprisingly, we kind of take it for granted, but many people think they're two different history museums, so I did want to clarify that we are